Hello and welcome to another week of Monday with the Mayor. I'm Bradford Raths, and we have returned to Huntingburg to see Denny Spinner.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Oh, not bad. So we got a public hearing at the council meeting this week about rate restructuring. Let's delve into that.
Well, at our last council meeting, we had a report from our accounting firm that deals with our structure for rates for our gas and our electric departments. And for those who get the Huntingburg City utility bills, we have a base rate, and then we have a tracker rate. And the tracker rate accounts for changes in the cost of both gas and electric to the city. Now, these base rates have not changed since, I believe, 2006 was the last time that we had a change in our base rate. So it could be a little confusing to folks that the base rate is at one level and then a tracker adjusts. And what we're going to do with these adjustments is we're going to bring the base rate back to a market rate now. So what the effect of this change will be zero to the taxpayer, to the utility payer, and really zero to the utility. It's more of a accounting measure that brings that base rate back into line with where the market is now. So for our electric department, that base rate will go up by about 2.5 cents to correct for that rate, while the gas tracker will go down. So, but the base effect is zero. So that we're going to reset that base rate, and then the tracker in the months to come will follow the market rate for those basic utilities. So we do have a public hearing on that to start the meeting on Thursday night. Our Utility Rate Advisory Board met the last time, heard this report, approved those measures. We passed them on first reading. So we'll have a final reading on that on Thursday. And if anybody has a comment, question about that, Thursday night at 7:30 is the time to come and make their voices heard.
So in an ongoing issue now, we're going to talk more about the downtown revitalization plan. What's going on there?
Well, our Downtown Revitalization Steering Committee has had two very successful meetings. The last meeting last month was pretty much of a working session with our consultant to get a lot of ideas out on the table about how the downtown is going to be revitalized. A focus of that work, major focus of that, is infrastructure. The water line structure is one of those things that we are being studied. I know we had a water main break, a line break last week in 4th Street. It was not a major break, but it heightened the concern about that older main along 4th Street. So that's part of the study that's going on. That committee will meet again this week. And then, as a result of the work from the last 3 months, we're leading up to a public meeting to discuss the downtown revitalization plan, to present that plan, and that will come on January 8th. We do not have a time or location for that yet, but on January 8th, our consultant and the steering committee will be presenting their ideas to the public, getting public input, and then after that's received, we'll get a final report back from the consultants, and then the council will be given some direction on options that they have for that project. So it's been a very good project. We have a great committee working together on that. Again, they'll meet this week and then lead to a public reveal of that plan in January.
And finally, this past weekend, obviously a lot of snow around here, so street crews put in a lot of hours.
Yeah, it was a challenge. Let's put it that way. On Friday, when you start off with ice, and then you cover that with snow, it was definitely a challenge. And you know, we're not used to getting 7 to 8 inches of snow at one time in southern Indiana, so it was a big challenge for our street department. But I believe overall they did an outstanding job of getting out, and we did declare a snow emergency, which some people have some questions about what that means. Actually, what that means is when the mayor declares a snow emergency, we have several streets designated in the city that are designated as snow routes. They're all marked. And what that snow emergency does is it asks the citizens to move their cars off those routes to allow the street department to plow those routes and make those main thoroughfares passable for everyone. And I want to say that I want to thank the citizens for their cooperation. Once we got that word out, it was a great cooperative effort. Most of the cars were moved out of the way. The snow plows got through, and the main arteries were passable by early in the day on Saturday. But it did take a lot of man hours. The street department and other departments pitched in to help with that. And overall, considering the situation that we were faced, they did an outstanding job, and we're moving around today. So it's a good move, and I'm sure that the same across the county you could see that there was a lot of work being done, and we wanted to congratulate those, and it was all done in a very safe manner as well.
I think the road crews were all happy to see the snow be gone.
Yes, I think yesterday afternoon there was a little bit of relief when the temperatures came up and started melting some of the days away, but it was a long weekend for those folks, and we want to thank them for their dedication.
Absolutely. Well, Mayor, we thank you once again for your time. This has been another week of Monday with the Mayor. We'll have more news right after this.